What up, peoples? The Alyork Sports Show. Salute to the East Coast, West Coast, Vegas strong, LES to the death. You already know. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. No, whoa, that's how the low world rolls. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. No, whoa, that's how the low world rolls. Yeah, man, Alyork Sports Show, man. Started off with the love, man. You know how we got to get it done, man. But before I set off these topics real fast, you know what I mean? I got to definitely salute the pickup show. My man DOC and the whole team's putting in that work, man. I'm going to just say the whole team instead of calling out individuals, because in case I forget one, then that leads to issues. So the whole team's doing their thing, man. And also, I want to give an also special shout out to my cousin, Big Zay, my little brother, Match Money, and last but not least, my man that I got back in my life, my man Rio Grande, man. And these all the peoples that you know, that bring something to the table, basically. You dig what I'm saying? So salute to all of y'all. Much love, man. And now, before I get into my main topic, we're going to go back. We're going to set back a little bit. We're going to go into college basketball. College basketball is back, man. Now, in the early going, I'm not your biggest fan. I think there's too many tournaments. Like, you know, when you go from the Maui, you know, you do that other conference tournament and best team tournament. You know, it gets a little crazy. But the main thing I liked about the college basketball, NCAA, is what my boy yesterday said, my boy Goose from, you know, let the ball bounce. He basically said it, man. He hit it on the nose, where the tourney is basically the best event of the year. Like, I put the tourney, in my opinion, #1 a few years ago, because mine was always the Super Bowl. Then it was the NBA Finals. Then it was the tourney in the World Series Kentucky Derby. I got the tourney first, because that March Madness 68 deep. You got all these Cinderella teams that you can't watch regularly, and you get to see everybody leave it out on the floor, man. And this is like, this goes for like about a couple weeks into a month. I mean, you get so much of such good, you know, the best sport in the world, because you got these kids that out there willing to die for a W, man. And if you're a real sports dude, you know, you admire that. You support that. You love that. It's just like a boss who loves their, you know what I mean, their employees, that give it their all. So not that, you know, the basketball players are our employees, but the fact that we watching this entertainment and they giving it all, it just, to me at least, I can't speak for all of y'all, I love it, man. I love when them kids cry at the end of the game, like they telling you they want us to win and they're out there to ball. And for the gambling, man, it's really good, because at least you know you got kids that are willing to die for a W and for your money. So with that, you know, let me give y'all the top 5. This don't really mean nothing. This thing can fluctuate by the end of the week. But as of right now, you got Duke #1. Of course, they got the rookies Zion Williams and R.J. Barrett. We're going to talk about that tomorrow on the pickup show. Tomorrow on the pickup show, we're going to talk about that. Then you got Kansas Jayhawks with the transfer, Derek Lawson, who's a beast, and a bunch of other freshmen. That's my #2. #3, Tennessee Volunteers, you know, with that kid Grant Williams, and they got some big man over there. #4 is Gonzaga with Hachivira. Kid's an animal, man. The kid dropped 33 yesterday. And 5th but not least, Virginia with Ty Jerome, who's a monster. You know what I'm saying? So this is my top 5 now. This can fluctuate within a week, couple weeks. I hate having to do this early in the season, but I just got to give y'all something. Salute for the NCAA coming back. Now we got another sport to watch that's very, very entertaining, which is college basketball. So now we got it going on. We lost the baseball, but we picked up the college basketball on top of with the college football, the NFL, the hockey, etc., NBA. So now I'll talk about the NBA. Let me go to the NBA. We 10, 11 games into the season in the NBA. And if I had, you know, this is the top 5 rankings via records. This doesn't necessarily mean it's the top 5. So I want you to understand that, especially you, DOC. You see this, you're going to be, you bugging out. No, I'm talking about statistically wise records, win, losses. Toronto Raptors, 10-1. I told my partner they coming out the East. He ain't trying to buy it. You know, he's believing, you know, Boston Celtics are coming out the East, which it's an obvious pick. Last year I had Cleveland coming out after all them trades. Nobody bought into it. Everybody said Boston, Indiana, Milwaukee, and Cleveland got out of there with all those guys they got from LA, from the Clarksons to the Nance, and they made it to the fucking chip. And I cashed out on that. And I think it was a good bet because everybody gave up on Cleveland. And I decided to jump on the bandwagon when everybody gave up. But as of right now, I love the Raptors as long as they don't get hurt. I like Kyle Lowry. I like the big center, the Russian guy, Vucevic, whatever. You know what I mean. I can't say his motherfucking name. You know, I like Powell. And I love the addition of Kawhi Leonard. And Serge Ibaka's playing his part. Kawhi Leonard's a beast. He's very, I'm not going to say he's underrated, but he's kind of underrated. I mean, people that know basketball know what he brings to the table, but a lot of new jacks that watch basketball don't really know about Kawhi because he's always in a small market. He doesn't do commercials, and he's always quiet. But Kawhi is basically like the second or third best player on both sides of the court. And Leonard's going to take the Raptors. It's going to be the Raptors in Boston fighting on that Eastern Conference to come out and go to the chip. You know what I'm saying? Now, they 10-1, like I said, great start for the Toronto Raptors. And he took off like 2-3 games, and they also winning them games without him. Now, second, the Golden State Warriors, they 10-1. I don't really got to say much about them. 4 future Hall of Famers, from Clay, Steph, to KD, to Draymond Green, to Iguodala off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Jerebbenko off the bench. And they ain't even got Boogie Cousins in the lineup. You know what I mean? DeMarcus Cousins, who's basically one of the best big men in the game. So he's going to go over there and probably get a ring and then get the big contract next year. So go to stay. I hate to say it. If they don't get nobody injured, they're going to win another ring, man. That's just the bottom line. Third best team right now statistically are the Denver Nuggets. They're 9-1. The most surprising team in the NBA, but it is early. It's only 10 games, but you got to give them props for the early great start. You know, led by, you know, veteran Paul Millsap. They got Gary Harris at the shooting guard, Jamal Murray at the point guard, Nikola Jokic, the center, and last but not least, small forward Tyler Lyles that they picked up from the Utah Jazz. So they rank number 3 statistically, but it's early, like I said. My 4th ranked team that's ranked statistically is the Milwaukee Bucks. They started 0-0. I'm 8-0. Then they went to Beantown, lost their first game, and lost another game. So they 8-2 right now, led by the Greek Freak. The Greek Freak's doing this thing. Eric Bledsoe, Chris Middleton. You know what I mean? They got a lot of guys they waiting to progress. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm Brogdon, or Brogdon. I can't say his name. Like Nick Brunson's son. Malcolm Brogdon. I don't know. I can't say his name, but Brogdon. He's stepping up. Got great defense. And last but not least, the Portland Trailblazers, of course, with Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum. You know what I'm saying? And Jersis Nurkic. So Portland's going to be a team to be reckoned with. And the West is just like unbelievable tough, man. The West, I mean, that's why Kawhi at the East has a chance because there's basically two or three good teams out the East max. But the West is loaded 1 through 8 all the way through. I mean, when you got OKC, you know, with George Westbrook, then you can hit them with the Rockets, with Chris Paul, with James Harden. Then you hit them with Portland, with McCollum and Lillard. Then you got Denver now that's emerging. Then you got LA Lakers who are 4-6 out the gate, but you already know LeBron's going to figure out a way to get them in the playoffs and then make that little run. I mean, the West is stacked. I ain't even mentioned the Pelicans with Unibrow and, you know what I'm saying, and the whole squad they got over there. I mean, the Pelicans with Randall, Unibrow, you know what I'm saying? Them guys is tough, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota keeps Jimmy Butler. They competitive, although I think Butler's leaving. And if I'm the Houston Rockets, if they really trying to win this year, you got to do whatever it takes to get Jimmy Butler, man. Jimmy Butler would fit perfect with the Houston Rockets, man. And that's basically your NBA checkup. And now the main topic of the day, we're going to the NFL, where who that picked up Dez Bryant, the New Orleans Saints. They picked up Dez Bryant, you know what I'm saying? And it's a low risk, high reward. They signing him for the rest of the year. I don't got the exacts. I think Dez Bryant still got a little bit in his tank. He's not a number 1 no more. They don't need a number 1. They got the kid Thomas, who's the best receiver in the league. But they do need insurance because Ted Ginn Jr. is hurt. And them other young guys are just, they get like 1 catch, 2 catches a game. They basically live off the screen with Kamara and Ingram, and they run the ball with Kamara and Ingram. They got big tight end Ben Watson. And Ted Ginn Jr. is hurt. So when Dez comes in, he's not going to be your primary receiver. And another thing about Dez that he had problems doing late in the Cowboy years, because he played 8 years with the Dallas Cowboys, was he can't create separation no more like he used to. So, but now he's not going to have the marquee defensive guy on him because they guarding Thomas, and then they're going to guard Ted Ginn Jr. when he comes back. So him being your third go-to guy, I think Dez Bryant under those conditions could be very important, especially playoff time. If somebody gets injured or if they double team in Thomas, Dez can make some plays. So this is a great pickup as long as he stays within the team rules, because like Josh Gordon right now is doing for the New England Patriots. See, this is the thing with Gordon and basically Dez Bryant. You got to put them in a team that the branch, the coaches, and it runs all the way down where they solid with their rules. They don't play with nobody, because once you put them in a dysfunctional family like the Cleveland Browns, that's not going to work. Or if you that's why I didn't work in Dallas, because Dallas is dysfunctional, like Troy Aikman said the other day on the interview. He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. They got all the money in the world with Jimmy Jones and Steve Jones, but they very dysfunctional. When you got the boys running, acting like the coach through the head coach, that's why Garrett's still there, because Garrett's a puppet. Let's keep it official. Now, he needs to get a mastermind coach going there, but the reason why Jerry ain't going to do that is because Jerry still want to run shit. And he should know by now that him running shit ain't win nothing. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys haven't been relevant in how many years? And that's my team. You know what I mean? I mean, they'll come in and act like they want to get in the playoffs, but they never have a championship-looking team. Even when they went 13-3 that year, I knew they wasn't winning no championship, but they had a nice record. They did their thing for the year. But back to Dez Bryant, he has to play within the team rules. He can't be looking at Sean Payton like the way Adrian Peterson was looking at him, like he wanted to get in the game. He made sure he stood in his vision. You can't do that with Payton or Belichick. Them dudes will get you out of there before you know it. They do not need Dez. He's a great security blanket, but they do not need him. Ginn Jr. is coming back, and then with all them rookies, that alone is enough to them to make they run. I mean, they beat the Rams by 10 points without Ginn Jr. with the rookies, with Thomas having a huge game. But what he brings to them is another receiver in case somebody gets down. And like when you throw that spread offense out there come playoff time, he's another receiver that you could depend on. So salute to Dez Bryant. Salute to Who Dat and Voodoo Town. Salute to my man Elvis, who loves the New Orleans Saints. This is a great pickup for y'all as long as he stays within the team rules and policies like the way Josh Gordon is doing in New England. And with that, this is ALYORKSPORTS. And before I hang it up, the pickup show, we got a show tomorrow. We got numerous topics. We got a great guy that's coming in on the set, Mr. Jasku. He's in a series called Castaway on regular TV. We're going to have a lot of questions for him. The show is going to be popping. You go to YouTube, www.dbtv.com, or you just go to the website, www.dbtv.com. Hit the listen button. Y'all can listen to the show tomorrow, and within a day or two, we put it out there. So once you got it out there, y'all going to see the whole show. So I ask y'all for your support, man. Let us entertain, man. That's what I mostly say, and I love to say, let us work for y'all. We work, y'all laugh, everybody happy, man. And with that, let's get back to it. Salute to everybody. Like I said, the East Coast, the West Coast, Vegas strong, LES to the death. Love y'all. Thank y'all for continuing to support your boy, Al York.